Isn't that what we've been listening to? The Parade of Tears, the Trail of Tears by the Walmart General faithful and their content creators. Go ahead and why don't you hit us with that? Hit us with that good stuff. This is a big day for you. This is a big day for you.
Big day for me.
What are we celebrating good times about? Come on.
The release of the worst safety in Broncos history and the most overrated safety in the entire NFL, Justin Tony Lily Simmons, who fucking sucks.
I had to turn you off after you said that. My question is, how come these crybaby Walmart General fans who built this ridiculous shrine to the arm-punt magician himself there, the arm-punt wonder, Justin Simmons, how come we didn't get this when they let go of true safety so Justin Simmons could take his place in TJ Ward? That's what I want to find. How come we didn't hear this? Was get the hell out of town, TJ. Where he only won us the Super Bowl, but was instrumental in that. But no. It's cry a river for Justin Tony Lily Simmons, who for all you people that are just like stat driven, the only stat he had, the only reason he isn't the only reason it wasn't with the biggest bust in Broncos history is based on a bunch of arm punt interceptions, and we cataloged each one. We showed the video of each one, and they couldn't argue with us. They could only attack us because they couldn't argue with the video. And I realize that in safety you get a tip or two, and it goes with it. But the amount of bad quarterback play that he benefited from, that's remarkable to me. That's the most remarkable thing. But I also want to say, I'm going to let you go off on all this, but with this Justin Simmons thing, there's actually even a bigger picture about where we are in today's NFL. Because I showed you an email. I texted you a video on TJ Ward. And I told you can't even play like that anymore. I mean, they got after Kareem Jackson. And it's, to me, it's like, okay, you want to go and rattle off player safety, then don't play the sport. It's understandable. I understand if you're worried about safety, don't play the sport. If you're going to make this flag football, what's the point? But anyway, let's go ahead with this Justin Tony Lily Simmons cry-off.
Well, to bring up your TJ Ward point, that really was a fart in church type day when they released TJ Ward. And out of TJ Ward's mouth, he said that they released him unprofessionally.
Who was he referring to?
Elway, because he was getting rid of the dogs, according to Keith Talib.
According to Keith Talib, another conspiracy theory there.
Yep, and those are facts. That's not a conspiracy theory. So with this whole Justin Simmons momentous day for myself, the reason why I'm so happy about this is because I've been exposing him since day one, ever since he came out of Boston College. And I got attacked, I got death threatened, and I got channels taken down left and right because.
But they couldn't argue with what the video showed.
They couldn't argue, but they kept bringing up stats without the context behind those stats.
Well, there's only one stat. There's only one stat he can hang his hat on, and that's all those arm punt interceptions that he got. Exactly. I mean, 90% of them were arm punts.
Exactly.
The other 10% was just bad quarterback play, including Patrick Mahomes.
I also compare Justin Simmons to a plethora of safeties that, or around the league, Mika Fitzpatrick and Jesse Bates and Jamal Adams, so on and so forth.
Well, you talked about Hooker, about not paying Justin Simmons all that money and developing.
No, that was you because time out. Yes, I wanted Hooker, but you were the guy that wanted Marcus Williams, who went where after the Saints couldn't afford him? To Baltimore, I mean, Justin Simmons, and here's the deal. The reason why Justin Simmons got released is because number one, he fucking sucks. Number two, they couldn't trade him. Nobody wanted him. If he was the best safety in the fucking league, can I say this? If he was the best safety in the league, why didn't a team trade for him?
Now, TJ Ward, when he got dumped, it was in September. It was after all the trade stuff. So that's not even an issue, but comparing the two.
And TJ Ward is a much better safety than Justin Simmons was.
No. If they traded TJ Ward, if they would have shot TJ Ward in March, instead of cutting him in September, they would have got something for TJ Ward. He immediately went, I believe, to Tampa. Was it Tampa?
Yes, he signed with Tampa.
Yeah, immediately went to Tampa and got a $5 million. Now, I'm sure Justin Simmons will end up somewhere, but I wouldn't pay him any more than league minimum.
Yeah, he sucks.
And let the Broncos pay the rest of it, just like Russell Wilson.
Well, again, they don't. It's not a big of a dead cap hit as the Russell Wilson deal, because they actually freed up $18 million in.
Well, I don't think there is a dead cap with.
No, I know that, but they can't. They don't need to pay him after they released him because they freed up a bunch of cap space for releasing him. Unlike
but a deal, So I think if he was really as good, I just want to get back to this idea. Nobody would, they shopped him.
Oh, for sure. That's why nobody wanted him.
Well, they watch film. They know who he is. Now, I just want to say this so you can get into all this. The stats they don't want to talk about is how much yards he gives up every season. The fact that all the plays are on his, or I'd say 80% of the plays anyway, are on his side of the field, and all the touchdowns he's given up. They don't ever want to talk about that.
Well, again, he sucked at tackling. He was a terrible. He was so bad at tackling that it would just really piss me off and grind my gears every time.
And you show film after film after film of bad angles, missed tackles.
And just because a person does good in the community doesn't mean he's a good player on the field. Let's just make that.
I want to get into all that too, because what we have now is we don't have football players making statements on the field. That is not, you cannot have that now. The statements are made social media by the team. They're whatever product that they're representing, it's all commercial now. Who cares if the player, and there's probably a lot of safeties out there that suck. I think the quality of players has gone down the tube, especially on defense. I mean, this isn't just to be pointing a finger at Justin Simmons. There's a lot of shitty safeties out there.
Well, let's just not say defense. Offensively too. You don't get good quarterback play anymore. You don't get good offensive line play anymore. It's a whole collective, not just the defense. I mean, the defense has when you grew up and I grew up, we were watching Denver Bronco defenses lighting up. You had Brian Dawkins. You had TJ Ward. You had Dookie and Nachos. You had Raheem Morris. You had a plethora of safeties and a plethora of defenses throughout the Pat Bullen era and also the time before Bullen, where they were just lighting it up. I mean, they were bone-crushing defenses, and you don't get it. You think Justin Simmons was a bone-crushing safety?
Well, here's the thing.
He sucked.
You brought up in your Hooker, cut Justin Simmons. Don't pay him, cut him.
Well, don't pay him. Let him hit free agency and go get Malik Hooker.
Get Hooker, because these guys are seam to seam. And then when I was watching the And you can go back and watch the games with T.J. Ward played in through the replay. I don't know if you can actually watch the all 22.
To expand on that point that you just said, it wasn't just his time in Denver.
Cleveland.
His time in Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I was a big TJ Ward fan coming out of Oregon, and on top of that, I begged the Broncos to go sign TJ Ward in 2013, 2014, around that time, because I knew that he was the missing link at the back end of that defense.
So what you get with like the hookers, now I'm not saying hookers on the same as TJ Ward was like an everywhere machine.
He was basically the poor man's version of Cam Chancellor.
Well, I'll tell you what. You don't have Justin. When we made this was a point of contention. You can point at stats, we point at film, and in the course of a game, I had showed you that Justin Simmons at times would be 40 yards downfield. 40. I don't have one shred of evidence that Ward was ever 40 yards. And this guy had makeup speed. Justin Simmons had no makeup. He had zero makeup speed.
I just got done watching the Jets game before he came on here, and Bryce Hall, at the beginning of the second half, they ran a trap play on the Broncos, basically a pulling play that's basically was set up to be a trap play because they baited him. And Bryce Hall runs right by Justin Simmons, and Justin Simmons is all the way behind him. I mean, the makeup speed from this guy was absolutely dog shit. I have fans that are shitting on Caden Stearns, shitting on Kareem Jackson. Those two were better safeties combined than Justin Simmons was.
Oh, but yeah, by far.
And you stat con artist, Pro Football Focus.
There's only one stat. He only has one stat.
The all 22 film will always trump the stats. It will always trump it. Okay, so get off your fucking ass.
Well, Simmons has no stats. He has one stat.
What, those arm-punts that he gets every
arm-punts. He's got all he's got.
Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to last year, right? Yes, when they went to London against the Jaguars, you showed. Trevor Lawrence throws it right at Simmons, not over him, and right at him.
Twitter blows up, not praising Simmons. Twitter blows up, asking, what the fuck are you doing? Because you have your receivers in the corner wide open, and it was an easy throw over Justin Simmons' head. Easy throw.
And then
he threw it.
And then what happened against the Ravens? You have another arm pump play yet again where it was a receiver throwing the football that threw it up there, and Simmons is like, like he didn't have to do anything.
What did the quarterback do? He went face for he gave himself a face plant on the turf and was going because I'm just gonna say this. I can't blame one thing I cannot blame Justin Simmons for is bad quarterback play. It's not his fault.
You're right. Yep, I agree with that.
You're gonna do stupid shit like that. You should have your fucking ball intercepted. But it was an arm punt.
But I will blame Justin Simmons for this, Chops Liver. He is the poster child of what this organization has become and what the NFL has become in general.
Absolutely. He's a game show host playing safety.
He fucking sucks. He sucks.
Well, I think what he should do is just take his money and go to the broadcast booth. I mean,
yeah,
he's a natural.
Go to Broncos Tonight with Benjamin Albright and be a talk show host for the Broncos.
No, you got to go further. They got to go to ESPN or go all the way with that.
No, start off your career at the Broncos. I mean,
you shouldn't have to.
Oh my God, the Denver Broncos had the fucking audacity to put out a fucking remembrance video, and the first 20 seconds of the video is him and Elway hugging it out. I mean, my God, it's his fucking buddy.
Well, ask TJ Ward. Ask TJ Ward about that hugging business. Ask TJ Ward about that. See, that's left a bad
Ask
taste.
Aqib to leave that. Ask Aqib to leave that. Ask
Well, I
Chris
say
Harris that.
Yeah. True. But I say TJ Ward because who replaced TJ Ward?
Yeah, I know.
We had TJ Ward, but we got that guy.
You replaced TJ Ward for Justin Simmons. Are you serious? Oh man. He's the I have DNV, dude. Okay. Listen to this. I have DNVR. Okay, the New England reject. He's saying that Justin Simmons is a Hall of Fame type safety. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching, dude? Oh, those Pro Bowlers, those acknowledgments, those accolades, man. Accolades, my friend. And but this is a rebuild for the Denver Broncos. If you're just going to get rid of Justin Simmons, is not considered a rebuild. You actually have to get rid of Bulls. You have to get rid of the most overrated, overpaid receiving corps in the National Football League. You got to fix the defensive line. You got to fix the offensive line. You got to
linebacking.
I was just going to get to that. Yep. Don't bring back Josie Jewell. Let him walk. Get rid of Singleton because he's not an inside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. So, again, at the end of the day, this is a special day for me because of all the shit that I got for 8 years trying to say this guy wasn't the best safety in the league, and also he wasn't a good safety for the Broncos.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I do not aspire to people that give up tons of yardage, who's picked on the regular, and gives up as many touchdowns as he's given up.
No, how many times did we see? I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce made their careers off of Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
It was just, what are we doing here?
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. Travis Kelce definitely made a bulk of his career torching Justin Simmons. That's just fact.
They would design plays specifically on his side of the field because he was playing goalie for Manchester United.
And how many interceptions does Justin Simmons, of all the 8 years he played, how many interceptions does he have from Mahomes? Maybe 2, right?
Yeah, maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't know.
That's about as far as it goes, and I wouldn't waive those. We showed, I think it's 2. We showed last year, that he was beat in the end zone, and all Mahomes had to do was hit his receiver ahead of him. That would have been a touchdown, but instead he threw behind him right to Justin Simmons again. And then the latest one was just basically an arm punt. Was this year? Was that turnover machine Mahomes? That game? Yeah. Arm punt.
I mean, if that is what makes you a good safety, then I don't know what people are looking at, and I don't understand the NFL's, acknowledgement for that because, like you said, all they care about is the Twitter sphere and the Pro Football Focus and all that shit. So, I mean, I just love that. And again, what did we say that the Broncos needed to do this? But again, you still have the same front office that drafted these players.
Yeah.
So again, you can say we can get rid of all these players and say, oh, it's a full rebuild. Do I really trust that ownership group in that front office to make the right decisions to fill in those holes? No, I don't.
No. They look what Locke. I think Locke is a product of Justin Simmons.
I think Caden Stearns is a product of Kareem Jackson, in my opinion.
Well, I take Stearns over
yes.
the arm punt warrior there.
Yeah, the accolade warrior.
Yeah, he's got his accolades. Yeah,
that are fake and fraudulent.
Where was the championships with this guy?
Yeah, that we were promised.
And how come when a team, they want to, the only stats they don't show Justin, they'll point to the defense stats being top whatever. But how come when this defense, when it came to stopping teams, from scoring so they could win the game. They couldn't do it. The teams, all they had to do was when they decided to go ahead and score, they scored. That, to me, that's the biggest stat.
Yeah.
And that contributed to the Broncos about 3 or 4 seasons now of their losing seasons, is that the team, when they decide they needed to score to win the game, they would score and win the game. And what side of the field did we always show? Because we didn't just cherry pick anything. We showed series after series after series. And what percentage of plays were on Justin Simmons' side of the field?
I would say about 80% of them, 85%.
How much yardage? How many? Could you imagine calculating the
yardage, Chopped Liver? It was unlimited yardage. When teams actually stuck to the game plan and attacked his side of the field, it was like unlimited yardage because the guy was playing 40 to 50 yards off. And also another thing, if I'm a corner playing for that team, would I trust Justin Simmons to have my backside and have help over the top? No.
That's all we kept asking. Where's Justin Simmons? Where's the help over the top?
That's the job as a safety, is to have that security blanket over the top. And let me ask you another question, Chopped Liver. We were always told, man, coaches are flocking to Denver to coach Simmons. Really? Then why would they leave every fucking year?
Did somebody actually say that?
Yes.
Well, that has to be the dumbest thing I've heard anybody say. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say. And yes, will Justin Simmons probably end up somewhere? Yeah.
Probably.
But how long are they going to put up with the yardage this guy gives up? How much are they going to put up with the touchdowns this guy gives up? For what? A handful of interceptions that he may get if the quarterback is dumb enough to overthrow, or whatever stupid shit that they can't hit the side of a barn.
Well, again, do I trust the 31 other teams around the NFL to watch what we say in terms of, do you want a safety back there that gives you that, all those negative plays instead of the positive plays? In my personal opinion, I think there's only a handful of teams that actually value good safety play. I think the Steelers are one of them because in my opinion, they have the best safety in the league in Mika Fitzpatrick. He's just a phenomenal player. And again, I think Justin Simmons can help a team. No, I think he hampers a team more than he helps a team. I mean, just look what he did for the past 8 years when he was in Denver. He was he sucked. I mean, he really did suck. And again, I just don't like the fact that the content creators and even the organization too are parading this guy around like he was a Louis Wright, he was a Steve Atwater, don't
you think that the Broncos should have paraded around TJ Ward the same way this guy you can't even hold TJ Ward's jockstrap.
TJ Ward, his short stint in Denver, was a more impactful player than the past 8 years of Justin Simmons.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Those are even Brian Dawkins.
Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this. Did you ever hear players say what they said with talk the same way they talk, the players on the Denver Broncos? Did you ever hear the players on the Denver Broncos talk the way they did about TJ Ward the same way? I didn't hear them talk about Justin Simmons at all. Matter of fact, they yelled at him half the time because he wasn't where he's supposed to be. They're like, what the?
Well, you had the opposing teams running their mouth directly towards him because what was he doing on the sideline? He was talking all this shit. I mean,
yeah, and then they attack him.
This is the message to Justin Simmons. You suck, dude. I mean, your play sucked. And to sit up there and to stand on the sideline toward opposing teams and run your mouth, and then you get your ass kicked. I mean, you were such a podium darling that that's all you're going to be known for from me is you talked a big game on the podium but never backed it up on the field.
No, except your arm. I want to say one thing about his arm. I want to also talk about him running his mouth, but I wanted to say this first. When I looked at all his arm punts, What I was really astounded by was how wide open the receiver that was supposed to get the ball was. So either it was a case where either the corner on his side screwed up, or Justin Simmons himself was playing so far off and behind the receiver, usually behind the receiver, it would be a floater. But for instance, in the end zone with Trevor Lawrence and Mahomes, those receivers were open. Mahomes threw it behind the receiver, and that's why he was able to get the interception. And with Lawrence, he threw it at him. He just basically threw it to Justin Simmons. Yeah, Justin Simmons had to jump up, but not by very much.
No.
It was an easy pass to the corner of the end zone. It was a touchdown. And his own receiver was like, it's just like, what the fuck?
This again, I have fans that say, well, the beginning of his career was good. I have the content creators saying, well, the beginning of his career was good. I disagree with you. Because I was the only person out there, and no one else was talking about how bad Justin Simmons was. Even his time at Boston College, man. This guy was a third-round pick for a fucking reason. He wasn't a first-round talent. He wasn't a second-round talent. To me, he wasn't even a third-round talent. To me, he was more in that fifth, sixth, seventh round.
LA just had to have him.
Yeah, he just had to have him. And this man right here, chopped liver, he wasn't really paying attention. He knew who he was, but I got him on the look at the film on Justin Simmons. Just look at it. And what did you say when you watched the film consistently on him? You were like,
oh my God. Well, it wasn't just me. We got other people from other teams, especially Seattle, when the trade happened and all that.
Cincinnati Bengal fans, when Jesse Bates, man, he's now in Atlanta, but Jesse Bates is a much better safety than Justin Simmons is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's definitely a game-changing safety. He didn't just have an arm punt. He created a lot of different situations that helped win he was a nemesis. Wasn't just getting an arm punt from Mahomes. He was all game long a nemesis to Mahomes.
Well, also, what did we see? Again, what was Caden Stearns doing that Justin Simmons wasn't doing when Caden Stearns was actually given the
jumping routes? I would like one content creator, one anybody who comes to this and wants to talk about the virtues of Justin Simmons. I want, even on a highlight reel, show me him jumping a route. Now they show him getting an arm punt and they call that jump. That's not jumping a route. Stearns jumped a route. And you know who else jumped a route? He was a corner though. Was the game with Kansas City, the new corner that they got. He's kind of playing that slot role. He jumped the route. That was a route jump. But I don't have one shred of evidence of an actual route jump by not one. His entire career.
The dude just flat sucks. I mean, let's just be honest. The guy's just terrible.
Especially when you were the guy taking over T.J. Ward. Now I want to talk about him running his mouth. He's notorious for it. Wasn't he the guy? And didn't he spearhead the running his mouth at Vic Fangio and spearheading this whole we the players, we can coach ourselves.
Yeah.
And they got of course they run to the content creators who want to sleep with the players now in this day and age, and got them to sign off on this. And that was when Hackett came. Oh, the players, they know they can do this. That was all you heard during the energy, right? The energy.
Yeah.
It was all part of that energy narrative. And how dare you get Vic Fangio out there disciplining these players? How dare you? And all Justin Simmons running his mouth.
Well, again, with Sean Payton, I don't think he puts up with the bullshit, especially from these players, because again, What did we see last year with Sean Payton? He was trying to get rid of who? Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, and nobody wanted them.
Yeah.
So it's not like this year he's like, oh my God, he had a revelation. I guarantee you, Sean Payton. I think this cut is Sean Payton driven, in my personal opinion, because I don't think if Sean Payton wasn't here, they wouldn't have gotten rid of Simmons. They would still be talking about all this fucking shit with him.
Yes.
I just think, in my personal opinion, this is Sean Payton driven. I think
yes. Elway and his boys still hanging out there. They would hang on to
Patrick Walsh, his cousin.
Yeah, they would be hanging for dear life too.
I wonder what the Moogies, the Starks, the Walsh, the front office people of Elway in there, what they're thinking right now.
Well, they shouldn't even be there.
I know, but they're there.
I know. I guess they're thinking about what next bad player they're going to bring in.
Yeah, go draft another safety that that doesn't jump routes, that doesn't have makeup speed. That's the Justin Simmons, prodigy. Like,
yeah.
Again, I'm happy that they got rid of Simmons, but again, it's just too little, too late, in my opinion.
Yeah, look at the state of.
I'm happy for it, but do I trust this? That front office is still up there. That front office is still up there. Again, nobody is bringing that up. Nobody from the content crew. The only three people that
they can't. They're branded.
The only people that are bringing that up is you, me, and Bubble Man. I don't see anybody else talking about this front office at all.
Well, now they're taking heat because they got rid of Justin Simmons from the people that mindlessly believe all these content creators. What I wanted to say about this Russell Wilson contract debacle, you have now all these apologists for the owners coming out. Never in my life, do you think they would have even apologized to Jerry Jones, Schneider, Al Davis for this being the architects, even though they really weren't?
David Tepper.
Being the Tepper, would they make apologies for them for being the architects or being behind or backing one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, failure in sports history, contractual wise?
Yeah.
Biggest trade failures. Talk about all the draft capital you gave up, all the money, and you're still going to be paying. And if he goes to the Raiders and he kicks your ass, you're now paying him to kick your ass.
Well, again, this goes into the point about this Russell Wilson contract. I went to Denver Sports YouTube page, and
oh boy,
I know, but this is what we were talking about yesterday, where I go there and I wrote a paragraph or more long rebuttal to this guy, and you can see the comment, but I can't see my comment that I written. Again, that's shadow banning, folks. That's the way they can manipulate the system. That's the shadow ban part.
Well, I don't even participate on their boards because I
just wanted to bring up the fact.
Oh yeah, it's good to show what
I wanted to bring up the fact, and I wanted to hold these people accountable, because I'm not going to sit by and let them continue to lie to people. But again, you're absolutely right in the part that you're saying is it's not worth engaging with those type of people, and on top of that, engaging on their YouTube page, because like you said, they're going to shadow ban you, and people are just going to continue to lie and believe the bullshit.
Yeah,
You're not wrong. It sucks to see, because I don't like being lied to. You don't like being lied to. So again.
Well, they made sure to get rid of that Elway in the office video. They didn't want anybody seeing that.
That should have that should have a bunch of views, and it just blows my mind that they are suppressing the absolute shit out of that video.
Yeah, it's aged the best out of any video online on YouTube, bar none.
That talk about the Walmart Generals, absolutely.
Yeah, it totally aged well. I knew it would. I knew they were going to kill Wilson.
I think the videos that we've done in terms of whole freaking. You know what this is? You and I, what we're doing, it's like a docu-series of what's going on with this team. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
level of just ineptitude of this team and this organization has gone to levels that, honestly, I thought we would never get to. And it is just, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It is. And what did we say? It's going to get worse before it gets better.
A whole lot worse, yes, before it gets better.
40 years from now, we don't know. But until you get rid of that front office, in my personal opinion, it makes
no sense why they're all there. It makes no sense. And last year's draft sure looked a lot like the front office Elway put together. It looked like the same shit. There's no difference.
Corners, safeties, and it's the same old shit.
What are they doing? Yeah, what are they doing? They're interviewing 4-3
defensive end.
Yeah. Where's it changed?
Where's the inside linebackers at? Where's the offensive and defensive lines? And I have Andrew. I watched Denver Sports was making a remembrance video of Justin Simmons, so I had to tune in and see what they said about that.
Again, where were you with T.J. Ward? You didn't make a remembrance video of him.
Oh no, they were nowhere. They were
Elway's buddy. Elway got rid of the dogs. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're right, 100%.
Yeah, there's no T.J. Ward remembrance video.
No, there's no
NFL, but not
video.
Yeah. Yeah, just
God, it just man, these people are just sick individuals, man. They're just sick, absolutely fucking sick.
Yeah, because they do the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
Yep, just like Justin Simmons for the past 8-9 years.
Well, like I said, there's a game show somewhere that could use him.
Yeah, Double Jeopardy. Yeah.
All right. Anything else? We're going to leave links on Justin Simmons' videos that we've done over time. And you can sit there and say, we don't know what we're talking about. But again, like I said, all you people that say that, I just want one Justin Simmons video of him actually jumping around.
Also, I also want to bring up this fact. Where were you, the people that, I'm not saying every fan, because we've definitely garnered some fans that have opened their eyes and stuff like that.
Or always knew this too, felt this way, yeah.
But, everybody's talking, man, these players, I have some content, man, these players are actually bad. Where were you 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
When you guys were cheerleading the bullshit.
Well, I'm waiting. I can't wait.
You guys just to blame as much of these other people that are fucking still going with the fucking Kool-Aid train.
Well, I can't wait till till Justin Simmons ends up on the team he ends up, and these fans who have no allegiance to him whatsoever actually see the player he is.
Well, what would be hilarious? He plays a lot better on that team than he did Denver.
He can't.
That would just be hilarious.
He can't. I don't think he's capable.
He's just not a good player.
He's not a good player. He just isn't. He's a benefactor of all these arm punts and bad. I think Justin, and again, this is the point I should have made from the beginning. And unfortunately, I waited till the end, but I really should have made it at the beginning. Sure, Justin Simmons is a bad player. Sure, absolutely. No arguments here. The film shows it. But I think it's more, his success is more a testament to how bad quarterback play is in this quarterback obsession. And that, I think the quarterback obsession is literally hurting that position. And the obsession of the offense is hurting the NFL defense. They're castrating the NFL defense. They love to have themselves some Justin Simmons because he's not going to be like T.J. Ward flying around, big hits everywhere. They don't want Champ Bailey's at corner. They don't want Dawkins at in that safety position. They don't want Kareem Jackson. So you heard him all of just vilifying Kareem Jackson for playing football.
Well, and I remember when Brian Dawkins was here, and I sent you a pregame where he's hyping up the team. Do you think Justin Simmons would have done any of that shit?
No.
I sent it to you.
He's never done any of that stuff.
Well, I sent it to you, and it's like you don't get those type of players anymore that have that want it factor, like the factor of I'm gonna fucking take your head off.
Well, Justin Simmons says I'll take it or leave it, and then I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna run my mouth somewhere.
Well, he's gonna yell at the coaches or go to Elway and say I want to get rid of Fangio. Then signed, sealed, and delivered. Simmons, you got what you wanted.
Yeah, now you get to coach the team with Hackett. I know people are going to say we don't know what we're talking. That's all they talk about.
About those people because those people have been wrong for 8 years. I mean,
I know.
If they came on my channel and said that, you don't have a voice. Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Fuck you.
No.
I'm not going to put.
They've been wrong for.
I'm not going to be put. I'm sorry, Chops Liver. That stuff pisses me off. That gets my blood boiling when I hear that shit. Because to sit there and say that we don't know what we're talking about. Have you seen our track record? Or are you that fucking stupid and blind not to give us credit where credit's due?
They're that stupid and blind.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm a linebackers coach and I watch the all 22 film and I do prospect scouts, and a lot of the players that I scout are hits.
Yeah, they are.
Whatever this guy does in terms of showing film during the season, it's right. Bubble Man, same fucking thing.
Well, yeah, we did the Broncos Chiefs, and I explained how shitty Mahomes was playing. Never got one Chief fan disagreeing with it. No. How could he?
He sees it.
I mean, we showed that receiver was wide open in the end zone. He threw behind him. That's the only reason Justin Simmons got that. And that really encapsulates Justin Simmons' career. If it's not a floater that some idiot quarterback can't hit a wide open, that's why the guy was hitting the ground. Like, guy was wide open.
He knew it.
Yeah, and he floated it right to the loving arms of Justin Simmons. Literally, I mean, the guy Simmons really when they talk about Justin Simmons, it should be with a fair catch. It's mind-boggling to me that, the recipient has so much bad quarterback play. I mean, the film shows it. He didn't jump around. He's like Grover 2.0. He showed up.
Yeah, he's just there.
Yeah, he's there. And that, that does happen in safety for all safeties, but my God.
Well, I mean, he wasn't special at anything.
Now, you know what, too? I think, too, because he was so bad and because he played off so far, I think quarterbacks got overconfident, weren't really being disciplined, and when they fucked up, he was a recipient of that.
Well, again, what did we see? Again, another perfect example of this is what did we see with the Lions this past year when we played them and they kicked our ass? A lot of those big chunk plays were on his side of the field.
Yes. Matter of fact, they did the year before.
The Hard Knocks?
The Hard Knocks. Tell them about the Hard Knocks.
Well, you had the backup to the backup when it comes to the running back, and they're showing it in a team meeting. The entire team is watching this, and he's bulldozing over Justin Simmons, and the team fucking erupts.
The whole team erupts, yeah. And of all the plays they could have showed, they've showed that one.
They show that play specifically.
Oh, man. You just can't make it up.
You can't.
So good riddance, Justin Simmons.
Bye-bye.
God rest his guts.
Yep.
You go to your other team and let everybody see who you really are.
Or go to your other team and just talk a big game, and then you get your butt kicked during the season, per usual.
Yeah, and then when they keep throwing your side of the field, don't think that those fans aren't going to catch that.
I hope you go to Philadelphia.
Well, that's what a lot of Philadelphia. I don't know why. I guess Philadelphia.
Hey, Philly fans, you're going to see exactly, and you guys are going to. I would say far away from that dude as possible. I would Philly, don't sign him. Don't.
If you do, you better do it at the minimum. Don't pay him anything.
give him the fucking minimum, I wouldn't sign him. I don't need him.
No, that's what I say. I think that you could develop somebody much better than him. I'd rather have a Casey
Let him go to Jacksonville. Let him go to Carolina. Let him go to those teams.
Let him go there because Lawrence likes to throw passes to him.
Yeah. He can take you out to dinner, Simmons.
Yeah, he can take you out to dinner. All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Me too. All right. God rest his guts.
God rest his guts.